Far out. This Aussie team has got a future in the cleaning industry after all those sweeps and the willingness to sweeps. Bloody hell. Can't believe it. Entered day three with some optimism, with the fear as well that there could be a collapse, but with some optimism. 62 runs ahead, 9 wickets in hand, and it's all over by a tee. Unbelievable. We're here to talk about the third day. It had the potential to be an absolute ripper, but they call it moving day for good reason. That one moved very quickly.
That
Nash,
moved.
hello to you. How are you going? I'm sure you're going
I'm
well.
good, happy. It was over well before tea. And you rightly said, like, I don't know what they were playing. I think 6 wickets fell to sweep. Pat Cummins, just horrible.
That summed it up.
That was yeah, I wasn't expecting that. If anything, he's probably one of the smarter cricketers out there. And for him to come and play that short first ball, I think that was pre-planned, but you have to be in the moment and execute those plans properly according to the ball because you're not playing against a school team. If you make plans, the other team, especially someone like India, is going to make plans for you as well. And that wasn't the right shot to play at and that time. There was a
100%.
collapse. You just have to nudge along. And I just heard Mike Hussey say that, you know, India lost 4 wickets as well. So if only the target was maybe, let's say, 200, that was game on.
That was what I was going to say as well. That was what my feelings were during that match. Even 180. We were talking yesterday, 200, 250. 250 really puts Australia in the driving seat, but 180 even. But it's just so disappointing. And I agree with you about the Cummins thing. And what I was impressed about Cummins in the first innings with the bat is that he went for the sweep with the turn off Ashwin. Didn't play any of that against Jadeja. Was very solid against the left arm spin, and then went over cow corner against Ashwin. But a lot of the others, there was no stomach for the fight today. That's what really hurt. 2017, I can accept losing in that series. Australia fought hard and pushed India all the way, and you could accept it because the team gave it their all, despite some
Yeah.
collapses in that series. But what Australia have dished up in this series has just been horrendous,
And
horrendous.
and even Alex Carey, the shot he
I
played
was gonna
was
touch on him
was
too.
was
Mm.
horrible as well because that was pitching on leg against the spin. He just had to maybe I know there was probably a sweeper on the leg side as well for to stop that sweep shot, but you don't have to score every run. Just play the ball
He
according to
doesn't
its
even
merit.
have to sweep it.
Yeah,
Look
exactly.
at how Ashwin and Akshar play the ball that's coming into them. They'll get back and they'll just work it to the leg side for one. Why
Yep.
can't Kerry do that?
Yep.
If Jadeja's bowling on the stumps to you, turning it in, just play it with the turn.
Yep.
It's basic
But
stuff. Why we can see it? Why can't they see it? Anyway,
you know what they'll say. I back my shots, but
yeah, yeah,
there's a
exactly.
way, there's a place and a time to do it, and then that wasn't it.
That's the way I play. That's the one we hear all the time.
Yep.
But the best players play according to the situation. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
they judge which ball to play the shot. And the shot selection from Australia was just woeful. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It's sort of like this morning I was thinking I was optimistic yesterday, but thinking this morning, shit, I hope this test match doesn't end today. It didn't even get to the third session. Ah, yeah, it was the same as the first test, really. The panic.
Yep.
One
That
falls
was panic big time.
big time, you know. No trust of defense and lack of foot movement. Come down the wicket and be proactive in that way. But that's just you know we're stuffed here. We're just going to start sweeping and hopefully it comes off.
Yeah. And I think you responded to my tweet, which was more of a tongue-in-cheek comment rather than a
Okay.
dig at Australia, because every time India loses a test match anywhere, it's mostly credited to, oh, we played really bad cricket for 45 minutes, and that 45 minutes really cost us.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
then,
Okay.
I
Because
sort
Australia had a
of
bad 40 minutes in the last test too,
yep,
and most teams do in India. So I was like, oh, now I get what
exactly.
you mean. Now I get what you mean.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah, okay.
yeah, that was the
Uh,
feeling. That was the feeling. Ah, so this is, but and you rightly said that someone like an Alex Carey will say, "Oh, this is how I play my shots." But on the other hand, you have Indian batters, Rohit Sharma, Pujara, Ravindra Jadeja in the first innings, Ashwin, Akshar Patel in both test matches. They, they play their shots as well. Rohit Sharma played a few shots today as well. He was unlucky to get out for the way he did,
His
but
fault, by
he
the way.
played good shots as well, and he got the runs for it. So where I can't really figure out from an Australian point of view where the what's exactly lacking. There's the skill and the talent is there. We know that, but it's just about applying and executing those plans and what you have prepared and not panicking at key moments.
I think you're right. I think it's a mindset thing as well. I think the skill between the teams has a big gap. Let's be real.
Yep.
I think there is a big gap in skill and depth between the sides in those conditions, even in Australian conditions as well. It's 4 Border Gavaskar trophies. It's
But
going to be.
that's what I'm saying. What I meant was, someone like a Smith
Yeah,
or
yeah, I know. And
Marnus or even Uzi Khawaja has done well in the UAE or even in Sri Lanka and those kind of pitches
mm,
as well. So he can
clear
bat
mind,
in
you got
these
to go in with a
conditions.
clear mind. They just look like
Yep.
they're in a muddled state of mind, not sure what to do, thinking, okay, let's just sweep today. You know,
Yep.
the order of the day last week, because you look at the Indian players, they're not always big on the sweep, are they?
No.
But they trust their defense and they focus on their footwork. For Australia, the key was against spin, you've got to be light on your feet, get fully forward, whether you can smother the spin as much as you can or get right back. They did neither of that in Nagpur. There was some good signs on day one. I thought Khawaja played well, but particularly Hanscom played well. That was my hope today that Hanscom could stay in for a little bit. But once he got out early, that was really alarm bells were ringing. But the the lack of runs from Smith, I think, as well, something we need to touch on. That's been a massive blow for Australia. Looking at before this series, it needed, Steve Smith had to lead the way. He's got a great record in India, great player, but he hasn't got going in this series, and that's been a massive blow for the
And
team.
I think that's what that has exposed this Australian batting lineup
It has.
is they are way too reliant on two batters outside of Australia. In Australia, no problems. Someone will turn up here or there. But outside of Australia, they are heavily reliant on two batters, especially Smith
Yeah,
and
and
Labuschagne.
been disappointed with Carey as well. I pinpointed him as one of the key players to watch in this series. He does have a very good sweep shot, but you can't play at every ball, for goodness sake, And you're 100% right. And you're 100% right. Like, the ball is spinning in towards your leg stump and you want to reverse it.
Yeah. And
Shot
that too,
selection.
he exposed all his stumps. The ball bounced as well. It wasn't like it stayed low. The ball
That's
hit the
what the
top.
difficult thing as well is when you play that shot with the ball on the stumps, there's a bit of uneven bounce in the pitch.
Yep.
It's a very, very risky shot. And
Yep.
of course, the Cummins dismissal was a disgrace too. But yeah, lack of fight today. And the same as the last test, that it's disappointing
Yep.
because there was a great
To
opportunity in this test.
to ease your frustration a bit, coming to the next test match in
Can we just
Indore.
go home? This is going to be 4
Well,
nil.
well,
Let's just cut to
well,
the.
I said that. I said that at the start of the
You
series,
did. You did. I thought there
but
could be a test match like this where Australia have a chance in the
there
second
still could
innings.
be. There still could be. I'm not saying no, but there still could be. But indoor Ashwin averages 12 in on that ground, and it's I don't know what to say. What will be your changes? Firstly, let's start from there. What will be your changes? Because from first test to this test, there were a lot of talks about the changes. Now, everyone said this guy should play, this player should play. They've all played. Now what? Where do they go from here?
Before I touch on the changes for the next test, I will talk about Travis Head's dismissal. I thought a lot of people said he was one of the guys who got a good ball. Fair enough, he did. But look how far out he's pushing at the ball.
Mm, yep.
He's pushing so far out in front. You always run the risk of edging one when you do that instead of playing it late and under your eyes, where I reckon there's a bit of a greater chance of the ball missing your edge or something like
Yep.
that. You know what I mean? Like a Pete Hanscom plays the ball late, even though he edged
Absolutely.
it today. But you know what I mean. Look,
And
if
Virat
Warner's,
Kohli took a catch finally.
yeah, he took a catch. I think he took a couple as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if I go to the next test, if Warner's not about, I wouldn't pick him anyway. I think I'd open with Hanscom and I'd open with Kawaja, Labuschagne, Smith, Head, Green, Carey, Cummins. Now, this is going to be interesting. It's got to depend on the conditions. I don't know what the conditions will be like in the third test, but this is going to be a tough one because I thought Kunneman did pretty okay. Um, and I'm always a fan of having a left arm spinner in the team, but we need to clean up the tail. We need to clean up the lower order. So it might be, they might think we need Stark here and then Lyon and then see either Murphy or Kunneman. Just if you want the two off spinners, go for Murphy again. But if you want variation, then there might be a difficult decision to make there. But something's got to be done about those lower order runs because I felt yesterday Australia had a chance of a 70 to 80 run lead. That was going to be crucial. We didn't get it. And then it became a second innings shootout and we were blown away in the third innings. That was the fear and it happened.
Yeah. And look, I think if I was Australia, I would have the same. I would have the same team as yours. But coming to India, I would just make one change. Is it's I think KL Rahul is pretty much
Mm,
done in Test matches.
yeah, we're going to
He has
touch on
been
that.
backed a lot. He's been backed a lot, and I think it's time for someone like Shubman Gill to step in and take the reins from there. And we need to start giving them opportunities as well, because they are going to be, Shubman Gill is going to be the future opener after Rohit Sharma retires anyway. So he needs to bat now along with Rohit Sharma when he's there in the team when these senior guys are around and in these conditions and against this opposition. So and that's why I think KL Rahul has been backed a lot, but hasn't done anything in the past few years. Nothing to show for it, and I think that's it for him.
Yeah, it's disappointing because he has all the talent in the world. I've always said this. He's got this is his 46th test or 47th test. He's averaging 34. So
Yeah.
yeah, the numbers aren't great. And yeah, I think he's just got so much talent, but I'm not sure what it is with KL. Could be a mental thing. Could very
Yep.
well be a
And
mental thing.
lastly, before we finish, Jadeja's got the man of the match, and
Okay. I would have given it to
that's
Ashwin. I would have given it
yeah,
to Ashwin
that's a
personally,
bit
but
harsh, and that's a bit harsh on Ashwin. But I think again, Jadeja took three for in the first
and
innings.
seven. Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
fair.
seven.
The reason why I say Ashwin is he was involved in that the game changing over in the first day,
Yes. Yep.
the game
Yep.
changing partnership on the second day,
Makes
and
sense.
he
Yep.
took wickets of his own. He took wickets of his own. He dismissed Smith there in the second innings once again. He showed he's got his number again.
Yep.
So look, yeah, both of them, like they're always almost always odds on to win player of the match in India. Either one of them. They're both amazing. But I thought Ashwin had a terrific test match. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Anyway, on to the next game. Can't wait for it because that means the series will be close to the end. So that's something to look forward to,
There's
I
still
think.
there's still 10 possible days of Test match cricket to be played.
You'll be lucky to get seven.
Oh.
You'll be very
Oh,
lucky to
okay.
get seven.
Yeah. So the next Test match is Indore. Last Test match is Ahmedabad, where England had that horrible Test match, and yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. All I know is it's going to be fun last two Test matches to see what Australia comes up with and what's in store from India as well.
Fun for one of us. Anyway, congratulations to you once again. And congratulations to India and to all the fans. It's just Jadeja and Ashwin. Just all they had to do was land the ball on the stumps, and Australia did the rest. That was the really disappointing thing today. Could have been sitting here at the end of day three in Australia in a position where they could have won the game. The opportunity was there, but let it slip. 2-0 down. Border Gavaskar stays in India. Congrats.
Absolutely. And the next Test match is not until 1st of March, which is still 10 days from now. So we'll be recording our regular podcast on Wednesday, which is this week,
Yep.
just talking about again talking more about this ongoing series and the New Zealand England going on as well, with England
Yeah,
performing really well again,
great win by England
and
there.
then the Women's World Cup going on as well, and a few other bits and pieces from cricket around the world going on, and it's been really good. It's been really fun doing this, at least for me. And
Now I'll enjoy 10 days of peace.
yes, there'll be 10 days of peace for, well, I'm sure Fox Cricket will come up with something to keep the viewers interested, but we'll just see what happens. And it's been lovely doing this, and it's been a great test match. It's been a great series so far, and I look forward to doing this again in the next test match with the cricket dailies, and reviewing the next test match and the two sorry, the last one as well. Thank you, Shabel. Thank you to all listeners and
Thanks.
viewers. Please subscribe to the channel and share and like and comment as well. Thank you so much. I'll see you again.